Welcome to Recap Diary. Here is the recap of the movie S.W.A.T. released in 2003. Gunfight between LAPD and four Lincoln Heights bank robbers. Two bandits guard the detainees as the other two defeat the cops with automatic guns and body armor. Thank heavens, S.W.A.T. arrived. Jim and Brian rappelled down from the helicopter with two others, land on the bank's roof, tunnel to the storeroom, and enter the lobby with a spy camera. A third unit approaches from the ground while SWAT sappers hide in a building across the street. Sharpshooter kills an outside thief trying to escape in a getaway car. Ground units defeat one robber resisting police. While the robbers panic, the ground unit sends a secure phone to a SWAT negotiator to free the hostages. Brian breaks Lieutenant Velasquez's order to wait in the bank until the negotiator concludes the robbery. Brian kills the robbers behind the main lobby while Jim enters the storeroom. No one answers Velasquez's call. A robber nervously points a gun at a woman. Brian shoots the robber in the woman's shoulder, killing him and injuring her. Jim kills the last thief. Jim yells at Brian for inquiring if she's okay after checking on her and calling an ambulance. Since the injured woman will sue for carelessness, Captain Fuller is furious with Jim and Brian for breaching orders. Velasquez begs Fuller to keep them on SWAT to save their jobs. Fuller orders them on unpleasant cage duty. Give police weapons and gear. Brian yells at Fuller, who exits. When Jim hesitates, Fuller offers him a chance to rejoin the squad immediately if he reports Brian for carelessness. Brian quits and packs. Jim quickly agrees with Fuller that Brian was reckless, arguing and not resigning. Brian hits his head against the mirror before leaving, thinking Jim lied. 6 months later, Jim trains in his spare time, but keeps the police gun caged. At the precinct, Sergeant Hondo requests that Jim tweak his custom M4. Jim likes personalized work. After numerous scathing publications, Hondo discusses Velasquez's LAPD reorganization research. Velasquez provides Hondo TJ and Michael SWAT leadership. Hondo selects 3 more personnel file candidates, but Fuller decides later. Jim goes home to find his girlfriend packing after killing Hondo. She thinks Jim changed after SWAT, and they fight. She refuses her farewell kiss and leaves. Jim says he built the key to the city, a gigantic hook and chain that can break down boundaries and stop hostilities, while working at the cage the next day. He wants patents. Hondo compliments Jim's proposal to his gun cage mate, takes his firearm, and admires Jim's enhancements. Hondo and officers practice fire range targets. Hondo bet $200. Jim lost to TJ. TJ defeats Jim in the challenge, surprising everyone except Hondo. French mobster Alex arrives in Los Angeles, and the guards almost take his knife, but he claims it's a family gift. Alex celebrates his birthday with his uncle in a neighborhood eatery, after his men welcome him and give him a fake passport. Alex kills his uncle after eating because he stole. Alex is pulled over for a broken taillight after leaving the restaurant alone. Alex is arrested for questioning and identity verification because his uncle owns the car and has an arrest warrant. After failing to bribe the police, Alex is jailed. Jim drives Hondo to recruit. Officer Deke chases a suspect on foot to start the inquiry. Jim and Hondo catch him after a few blocks of street chase. Hondo pressures Deke to join the team, which bothers him because he wants to do it alone. Hondo dislikes the sweet, finicky vegetarian who can't stay in his apartment. Chris, a Metro police officer who has been denied SWAT multiple times owing to internal affairs, suspect misconduct grievances, is interrogated next. They find Chris in the ER, and his partner is watching a thug with Chris's face bruising. Since Chris is short for Christina, Hondo discovers Chris is a woman while searching for the cop. After Chris reveals that her charges stem from resisting violent males, Hondo realizes that Fuller likely excluded her from SWAT due to her gender, and the misconduct accusations were an excuse. Hondo immediately hires Chris. Jim invites Hondo back to play or explains why he took him on this recruitment trip when they returned at headquarters. Jim hesitates, knowing Fuller won't approve, and Hondo wonders if he gave up Brian to join the group. Hondo offers Jim the last team spot, despite his denial. In the team meeting, Fuller fires Chris and Jim as planned, but Hondo objects. Fuller accepts the group, but Chris returns to S.W.A.T, and Jim and Hondo are fired if SWAT's early testing fails. Hondo feels his new team can win. Squad members will train and bond soon. Michael thinks Jim mistreated his sister, his ex-girlfriend. The others must stop a brawl before it escalates. The gang defeats him in infiltration, armor, weapons, training, and long-range shooting. S.W.A.T accuracy and card-based sniping simulations of vacant building invasions teach collaboration in victim rescue. The crew evaluates again a few days later. A paintball-armed terrorist jet must be penetrated. Kill all the hijackers in 8 minutes to recapture the jet. Jim finds a tiny food tray elevator tunnel in the plans that only Chris can fit. One jumps over the roof to reach the window as the squad drives beneath the jet and opens a hole. Chris enters the elevator shaft, but others glimpse a trapdoor before it opens. To attack simultaneously, they count to 3 after defusing it in seconds. Shooting fast across the plane kills all 6 hijackers except TJ, whose record-setting new team upsets Fuller. They'd party in Dake's dad's cafe that night. Chris and Jim head to Jim's favorite bar after dining and drinking, while others go home. Brian interrupts and passive-aggressively chats with Jim until he departs while drinking. Brian snaps a photo of him and Jim on his way home. Chris rejects Jim's advances before inviting him to her daughter's birthday. Alex moved after his lawyer failed. The next day, the team unwinds. Michael stays home with his wife, TJ golfs with Hondo and Velasquez, Deke spends time with his kids, and Jim plays with a water rifle during Chris's daughter's birthday party. Emergency calls destroyed fun. A prison Polish hostage fired a shotgun out of the window. He claims to have explosively wired all the entrances, but nobody believes him. Velasquez avoids it. Jim's key to the city smashes the house's rear wall and neutralizes the suspect in seconds. A sheriff identifies Alex later. Velasquez says Hondo's soldiers must track Alex's jail bus. After hearing about the transfer, Alex's gang has 2 men stop the bus with a stolen police car. After the bus deputies are shot, Alex escapes. Hondo's team barricades the road as the crooks drive away, starting a gunfight. As people flee, the group guns down all the phony cops and smashes Alex's stolen police cruiser, trapping him. On the run for murder, guns, and trafficking in over a dozen countries, Alex is wanted. Alex offers $100 million to leave prison after spotting cameras. Reporters cover it. Every broadcast indicates Alex has money, luring LA outlaws. Hondo's team is frustrated since this will hinder their goal. Hondo's squad climbs the roof to helicopter Alex, but hidden snipers shoot them. The chopper crashes into concrete after losing control. After Alex enters, the crew motorcades the perpetrator. Drive and bike away from Alex's crazed fans. While a homeless man cautiously crosses the road, gang members attack police. Outlaws shoot and throw smoke bombs, killing a motorcycle cop and injuring 2 more as trucks attack police cars. A doll is found when searching for Alex. Through a concealed entrance above, Velasquez watches Alex enter unmarked cars several blocks from the headquarters. Hondo's strategy works for a few miles when Alex taunts and pays. TJ passes checkpoint 2. After accepting Alex's offer, he stops the car and points his rifle at coworkers. Jim and Michael reason with TJ. Brian shoots Michael, claiming to be Alex's escape genius, TJ. Brian and Alex rush underground after handcuffing Jim to the car. The squad rescues Jim and summons paramedics for Michael. Hondo and Jim pursue Deke and Sanchez to the next station when they split. After Hondo and Jim miss the train, both teams explore the tunnel, but Deke and Chris report it never stopped. In the tunnel, Brian and his team leave, but the scared passengers wait. At the driver's suggestion, the crew enters a storm drain to limit police frequency. After discovering TJ's defection and Brian's participation, Fuller worries the team is unleashing Alex by not responding. He orders all units to Hawthorne Airport, thinking Brian is heading when an unauthorized runway lights up. The gang tracks criminals through sewage tunnels and dodges bats as Brian sets up a claymore mine and smoke grenade booby trap. TJ hates. Jim stops Deke from catching Hondo's crew, which walks beyond the smoke. Jim disarms the claymore as Brian's group exits the tunnel after closing the door. Jim can blow this huge gate open with the claymore if Hondo's gang finds it. Hondo informs Fuller and requests cars to take them up when their communicators operate again. Fuller sends the team out because he distrusts Hondo. Against Hondo, his team steals a passing limo. Chris observes a low-flying jet above the city as it takes off, revealing the airport's camouflage and Brian's intention to steal Alex. The crew immediately follows the 6th Street bridge jet landing. Brian and his team quickly arrested and boarded the jet's shocked owners. During the gang's limo ride to the bridge, 2 crooks try to blow the barrier. Hondo hits the landing gear before takeoff despite police fire, crashing the jet. Another battle between Brian's men and S.W.A.T shoots Chris in the shoulder. Alex is arrested by Deke after a foot pursuit. Brian rappels off the bridge after fleeing the jet with a hostage. Jim pursues. Hondo finds an injured TJ, who apologizes and asks about Michael. After Hondo claims Michael will recover, TG shoots himself. When Jim rappels from the bridge, Brian surprises him and stabs his hand before fleeing to a rail yard. Jim follows and punches Brian after avoiding trains. A train appears after the rail hits. Jim kills Brian's head with kicks. When Jim rejoins his colleagues on the bridge, Fuller praises their work but says it's not done. S.W.A.T. transports Alex to a federal prison. The birth of Alex causes a police robbery report. Hondo realizes their 12-hour duty is over, but the fatigue team volunteered for another. And that's the end of this recap. Make sure to subscribe, share, and comment. Remember, your engagement and support keep us motivated. Thanks for staying till the end. See you at the next one.